Hi guys, it's Yanni of Jazelle Travels. Jazelle, Yanni and Leselle. Now Leselle is not with me on this one. I'm going to take my son with me on this one. In fact, he took me on this one. He walks up to me some time back and he said to me, Dad, let's go do some paragliding. I'm asking him, what, are you nuts? You mean like jump off a cliff or a mountain or something and fly? Yep, that's what we need to do. So we make a kind of a deal, and if you want to do paragliding, I want to go and do the Sani Pass. So what we do is, at that point in time, we decided let's grab a long weekend, and we live in Polokwane in the northern parts of South Africa in the Limpopo province, and we grab my pickup truck, my bakkie as we know it, and we go all the way down to Bulwer, which is a little town, about 1,500 to 2,000 people living there, small little town in the northeastern parts of the Drakensberg mountains. And we enrolled in a weekend course there with wild sky paragliding, and we did the paragliding course, and we jumped off the mountain. And I just want to take you on that little bit of a travel adventure with us. But then we also went up Sani Pass, and the Sani Pass was taking us from Underberg all the way into Lesotho, the highlands of Lesotho, which is the kingdom of Lesotho. We drove through Lesotho and out the other side. And so just join us on that little experience that we've had. It was quite a great experience, I must admit. So join us. It'll be great to take you on this journey.
Bulwer, the beautiful little town where we do paragliding, and Underberg is the direction that we will drive to go up Sani Pass and all the way into the kingdom of Lesotho, through the Drakensberg, which is absolutely beautiful, which is the border between Lesotho, the kingdom of Lesotho, and South Africa, which is KZN, the province of KwaZulu-Natal. So, but first, we spent a weekend at Wild Sky Paragliding, and that is their lodge, and we had a wonderful time at their lodge, learning how to fly. The weather is unpredictable. One day the sun shines, and the next morning when you wake up, it's misty, and then we wait for the sun to come up, and it's absolutely beautiful in the area. So before you can fly, you need to get to know the wing. So before you can even consider getting up the mountain, you must understand the wing. How does it work? Which string do you pull to do what? And it's not a case of no strings attached. You want all the strings attached. So we had to get to know how to fly this thing first, and how to manage it on the ground before you can even think to get up on the mountain. The idea of being able to fly is that you get ready, you do the practical on the ground and the theory, and then we go up the mountain, and then we sit and wait for the breeze to come up. Now it's often a waiting game. You wait, you walk up the mountain, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, because without wind there's no flying, man. So I was waiting, and we are waiting, and we are waiting, and then a little breeze picked up. And then when that breeze picked up, we lifted up the wing, and there I went flying for my very first flight. And at first I almost hit those trees down there, and whoopsie, and then it picked me up. And this is my very first flight. What a feeling. So the idea is that you have to land into the wind, which are then they turn to get back into the wind, and then you will see that I come in for a perfect landing. So impressive. So after I landed, it was my turn to look back and to record Yanni Jr., my son, that just took off from the mountain, but sadly he did not get enough lift. The breeze was not strong enough, and he did not actually get to flying really high. You will see now that he went this way and that way, and then he hit the ground. Oopsie, and there it comes, smack bang into the road. But the good news is that he went back up the mountain, and there he comes for his second attempt. Perfect takeoff. The idea with paragliding is to get the wind into the pockets in the front of the wing, and it actually inflates the wing. And the idea is to keep that wind, the air, inside the pockets, which will give you lift continuously. And then he comes in for his very first landing. And that's it. What a perfect landing. Beautiful. So then he's packing up and going all the way back up the mountain. And that was my next attempt, which was a bit of a longer flight. We have two instructors, one at the top, one at the bottom, and they guide us through the process, which is absolutely beautiful. It's a fairly safe sport, like the instructors tell you which way to go, pull this side, pull that side, until you come in for another perfect landing. That was it for the day, and tomorrow, which is the next day, we will go flying off the north face of the mountain, and this is it with Yanni taking off from the north face. Much higher than the previous day. Flew way longer, the lift on the wing was much more, so the flight was longer and it was much higher than the previous day, and it was kind of scary almost. And another climb up the mountain and another flight down the mountain. And with this one, the surprising one is that in that whole area there is only one tree standing. And lo and behold, Yanni Jr. will hit that tree. And now for the tree. And that took us quite some time to get that out. And today is the big day. We are climbing all the way up the mountain. In fact, driving from the back of the mountain, very high up the mountain. This is the day of reckoning, the little beautiful town of Bulwer, laying down in the distance, and there we are with our wings getting ready for the wind to pick up. And this was really scary to just run off that mountain much higher than it looks on this video. What an exhilarating feeling to be able to fly like this. I loved it, enjoy it, it's absolutely brilliant. And then it was Yanni Jr.'s turn to jump off the mountain and do his flight. What a feeling. Coming in for his landing. So after a weekend of flying, and we really enjoyed flying, we called it a weekend and we said goodbye to this part of the Drakensberg. Slept one more night. In the morning, very early, we decided to head up Sani Pass, travel from Bulwer all the way to Underberg and then all the way up the Sani Pass into Lesotho Highlands. This is a beautiful mountain pass. It is still gravel road. The idea is you stamp your passport in the bottom of the pass, go up the pass, and then you are get into Lesotho itself, and that's where you will stamp your passport for the next time. Such a lovely day to spend a weekend with my son. It was absolutely amazing. There he is. The beautiful, beautiful Drakensberg Mountains. So we ended up at the Lesotho border post into Lesotho, and then we drove through Lesotho, but not before we stopped at the highest pub in Africa. And that brought us to the end of this wonderful excursion, where we spent a wonderful weekend paragliding, going up Sani Pass, driving through Lesotho and all the way back home again. Will I do it again? Absolutely.